another week, another place. Welcome back to another episode of Diaries of a Six-Figure Coach. Literally, you are living my life with me while I am building my business through all this transition. I know I've shared a little bit with you. It's been weeks since I've recorded the last episode. And to be honest, I have been moving the launch date of this podcast as I created space for me to be able to move through all the density of what I'm going through while also launching the beautiful strategic mastermind program and creating this sisterhood and this connection that has been so deeply important to me for so many reasons and on so many levels that it gives me chills. It gives me whole body chills. And so today, I really felt called to jump in and talk to you about your ability to hold steady through your launches, to remain in alignment with your energy, to keep moving forward, even when things maybe don't go the way you want them to, or you get sidetracked and you get distracted and you're sabotaging your progress a little bit because things are happening in your life. And holding steady is something that I believe is so vital, especially when you're in a launch of a program. Now, I love launches. I love launching. Launching is my thing. And I can't wait for launch to come back in the fall, my signature program, where I teach you basically everything that you need to know to successfully launch your programs, from idea to successfully launched and people hopping into your programs. I love launches. I love life launches. I've done them for a really long time. And the thing with launches is like people can get really messed up. People can get really like in their head around it. So when I talk about holding steady, it's really your ability to remain plugged in and your ability to hold space for the possibility of more people to come and join throughout your entire launch and beyond the actual starting date of your program. So Strategic kicked off today. 3 incredible women are in the space. I am still buzzing from the conversations we had from this welcome call and from all that we're diving into and the connection that was immediately formed between the 3 women that are in. And there's still a couple of people that I am talking to that I'm holding space for. So I'm continuing to hold steady for the opportunity and the possibility of these women to join. I still am remaining open to that, even though today was the welcome call. But people can still join for a few more days. And to be honest, if somebody would reach out to me in a few weeks from now, this podcast is now launching on Tuesday, which is 6 days from today. Fingers crossed. I would still be open to consider them joining. We'll just have to accelerate how they move through the first few weeks to make sure that they are having everything in place, because my plan for this space is really to get these beautiful women, these beautiful coaches, these beautiful leaders moving into action and moving into being able to welcome at least one client and start making money in the first 30 days. So this is an exciting thing. So holding steady. Okay. So throughout your launch, let's come back to this, throughout even showing up in your business, there'll be things that are happening that don't go the way you want them to. Maybe your content isn't landing the way you want them to. Maybe you take yourself through a launch and you don't have as much interest right from the beginning. And this is where I see most people unplug, literally being like, oh my God, it's not working. Like we throw in the towel and we declare it over before it's actually over. And when we do that energetically, it's like we're blocking more things to come in, and we're in the doing and we're in the grind and we're in the hustle. And what ends up happening is that the energy that you give up, the energy that you end up radiating through your offers, through the way you communicate, through the way you show up, it starts to feel like trying, desperation, neediness. And even if you are not, showing up with the intent of that, by having the story in your mind that nobody's going to sign up and that this isn't working, you're really putting up this like weird, like energetic field. Like the frequency that you're in really isn't super magnetic. It isn't really drawing us in. So the goal and the key here really is to remain open to receive, to remain open. And the best way that I know to do that, that I like to teach this, is actually remaining in the vibe and the energy of your offer. And that is really rooted in a very feminine energy, in flow, in creation, in showing up with your full authenticity, with vulnerability, and to really focus on the experience of it. I teach what I call the vibe launch method, and I'm going to get more into this throughout our time together on this podcast. But really, it's about the experience that you create while you take yourself through the launch process. And that has got to be aligned with the experience that you are intending to create for the people that are coming to join your program, that you desire to drop into your offer. And most importantly, how they will feel after they work with you, how they will feel throughout the time working with you, but really focusing on the emotional connection, because the emotional connection, how we feel, is what moves us. And it doesn't just move us. When we feel something, when we get activated by something, when we really feel like there's something pulling us in, it's like this magnet that's like going like this. That is really when we start to be in this energy that is magnetic, that is attractive, that is desirable, that has people starting to nod and be like, I want to know more. I want to press buy. Because we're getting emotionally involved. And no matter if you are offering your services to men or women, we're all emotional being. We're all being moved by emotion. And emotion is really just energy and motion. So to hold steady, to be able to continue to be sitting in the possibility of welcoming clients, it requires you to be really in the embodiment of that feeling, in the embodiment of the emotion. And when you know how you desire to feel, when you know how you want your clients to feel, when you understand the energetic signature of your offer, when you understand the vibe that you're trying to create, what you're able to do is actually take that and ask yourself, how would I show up today? What will I do today that will help me feel X? And then you can insert it. So one of the things for me that was really important throughout this launch was strategic, and generally what's really important for me, there's a few layers. One, I like to have fucking fun. I like to have fucking fun. Like, fun for me is a core value. And to me, if it's not fun, then what's the point? Like, if you're doing it in your business, if you're building your business and you're not having fun, if you're not having a good time, what's the point? So for me, strategy, implementing tools, systems, processes, it always comes down to doing it in a way that is fun. That is fun. So even like last night, it was a full moon. I dove into my financials and I got called to do some financial planning. So, giving you an example out of something different, but what I ended up doing is I made my financial planning until September a complete vibe, a complete vibe. I put myself a gin and tonic. I had music on. I was dancing. Then I came back to it. And like before I knew it, I smashed out this financial plan. I looked at all of my numbers again. I readjusted. I looked at what's coming up, what is coming in, what is going out. Like, I readjusted. I looked at everything and I was like, boom, here we are. It was a vibe, right? Because I was focused to making it fun. Like, how can I make it fun and pleasurable? And that is the other experience, pleasurable. So fun, pleasurable are huge for me through this launch. I really want these women to experience what it is like to be oozing with pleasure, fun, joy, while also standing in your courage, while also channeling your audacity, while also expressing yourself authentically and fully and transparently and putting yourself out there, while having the fucking time of your life building your business. So throughout this, to hold steady, even though I was moving through all the things that I've been moving through in the last weeks, with my separation, with moving through sadness, with holding space for myself, with doing deep dives with my coach on everything essentially, I still showed up and from this place of pleasure, from this place of how am I going to show up today that's fun? How am I going to show up today that's fun? And some of the things that I did was an impromptu masterclass that hopped in. And I will actually dive into that in the next episode when I'm going to talk about the pedestal. It's going to be a juicy one. So I'm not going to give it away. But it was being in pleasure, having fun showing up, doing these things that are in flow, in creation, having it feel easy. But then also, as I've been showing up with my vulnerability, sharing transparently what is going on. Like it is an edge for me to talk about the things that I'm talking about. It's an edge for me to share the personal things that are happening for me. It's an edge for me to have been sharing how I have really plugged into the light, into source, into the universe, into really feeling this strong connection with God lately through like a spiritual awakening and a soul awakening at a level I didn't even feel was possible 6 weeks ago. And it's been a long time coming. So I've been showing up fully in my full expression, authentically, transparently, having deep conversations and inviting people, women to come into my world to experience that. So this has been the vibe I've been showing up in, surrendering into trust and faith at the same time that the exact people, the exact women, the exact coaches, the exact leaders will drop into my program, and holding steady throughout this process while I'm navigating all the things. Holding steady, holding space, remaining open to possibility, and course correcting at every step of the way when I was wobbling, when I was falling, when I was doubting. Because it will happen and it's okay for it to happen. It's really a matter of coming back to your core, coming back to reconnecting with your vision, how you desire to feel, and then how you want to show up. So the trick for holding steady through your launches, even when you don't see it working, even if people aren't dropping in right away, even when shit hits the fan in your world, even if you're going through big things like a separation of a 16-year marriage, like I am going through right now, even if you're traveling and staying in different places, like I've been different places, different spaces. I'm finally moving into a place for 2 months on Tuesday. And I'm so excited. When you are able to still be in the embodiment of the emotion of your offer and how you desire people to feel as you're serving them, as you're guiding them at the end of the programs that you're delivering or the services that you're delivering, that is how you're able to hold steady, to remain plugged fucking in, rather than unplug and say, you know what, it's done. This is so key because literally it is Wednesday, we kicked off today, and I could be welcoming 2 more people over the next couple of days that are drawn to come in. There's so much possibility left. If we can hold the energy throughout our entire launches rather than unplugging or giving up before it's over, it will start to really change the game for you. And this goes beyond launches. This becomes your ability to remain in the embodiment of your teaching, the embodiment of your work, the embodiment of how you desire to feel while you're moving towards your vision. It really opens up so much beauty and so much space and so much lightness. So you're able to show up in a way that feels so different, even when times aren't as rosy or as amazing as you want them to be, even if it's not all going the way you want it to, or even when you are moving through dense things. So hold steady, connect, go inward, connect to the emotion, connect to the feeling, create a vibe, recreate the vibe, and show up in that. And you can do that every day. You can do that for your launches. And that is how I remain open to possibility. And yes, I have incredible coaches that help me and guide me and support me to remain in this space for when I fall, because I do fall a lot. I am a lovely human. I fall, and I will own my humility, authenticity, and be transparent on this podcast, which is called Diaries of a Six-Figure Coach podcast. So this is what you're going to get. This is what you're going to get. I'm so excited. This is a wrap for episode 4. I can't wait to hear from you, what you think, what is coming through for you. Tag me. If something really landed with you, put it on your social media, tag me, share it with me. I want to know. I want to know. I want to get to know you. I want to get to know what you're up to. I want to get to know what you're taking away from this and how I may support you to hold space and to hold steady while building your business, no matter what you're going through. So I can't wait to hear the stories that are coming out of this. I can't wait to see the connections that are coming up. If you're on Instagram, tag me at Theresa Lambert Coaching. I'm so thrilled that you're here. This is a wrap, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.